Good morning, class. So now let's proceed to Lesson 3, the human person as an embodied spirit. But before anything else, we have objectives that we need to accomplish. At the end of the lesson, the student should be able to 1. Recognize how the human body imposes limits and possibilities for transcendence. 2. Evaluate own limitations and the possibilities for their transcendence. Before anything else, what comes into your mind when you hear the word the human person as an embodied spirit? Before anything else, what comes into your mind when you hear the word the human person as an embodied spirit? Let's get started. Today's journey will help us identify and understand the human person as an embodied spirit has something to do with defining man, human being, person, personhood, and human nature. Abella, 2016. Let's proceed to a man. By definition, it is generally and commonly defined to represent the entire human race. Meaning class man, it is the general term commonly used to refer to the entire human race. Other related terms, humanity, mankind, and humankind. Next one is human, a term used to refer for various classifications and species. For a living man, human is under the classification of mammalia. Meaning class refers to man as species, Homo sapiens, or modern human beings. The term human being is also used to differentiate man from other animals. The next one is personhood. Personhood, a general term, refers to the state of being a person with unique, sacred, and ethical status within him/herself. Meaning class. Personhood is the philosophical inquiry into the essential qualities that confer moral and legal standing, differentiating an entity that possesses dignity and rights from one that does not. It delves into the very essence of what it means to be an individual worthy of ultimate consideration. Next one is human nature. A general term refers to the deepest and natural behavior of a person that distinguish human from animals. A collective traits that formed and considered the very essence of humanity. Nobody can be considered man without human nature, meaning class, defines as the nature of humans, especially the fundamental characters and traits of humans. It refers to the characteristics that distinguish humans from all other creatures. These traits are expected to arise, independent of the influence of culture and society. Examples: thinking, feeling, and acting. The next one is human being. Human being, a term used to separate man from other human classifications like animals. Meaning class. A human being is a complex, multifaceted entity defined by its biological attributes, its profound cognitive and emotional capacities, its unique social and cultural expressions, and its ongoing philosophical quest for meaning and truth. Last one, person. Person refers to an individual who possesses self-awareness, self-determination, rational mind, and the capacity to interact with other and with himself/herself. Meaning class is the personality of a human being, so-called self. Refers to a human being granted recognition of certain rights, protection, responsibilities, and dignity above all. Philosopher refers to the human person as the totality of an individual possessing awareness, self-determination, and capacity to interact with others and with himself/herself. Personhood refers to the state of being a person. Do you understand, class? So now let's proc to human person. A human person is typically with a body which is tangible and has 3 components composed of soul, mind, and spirit. There are 2 general kinds to distinguish a human person. The first one is physical self, which deals with the essential features of the human way of life, or the who of a person, which includes his/her body type, strength, and appearances. Meaning class. It's our subjective experience and perception of our body, encompassing our appearance, sensations, capabilities, health, and how we present ourselves to the world. It's not just the biological entity, but the deeply personal and lived experience of having and being a body, which profoundly influences our psychological state and interaction with the environment. Next one is cognitive self, is the essential components of a human person that deals with the what of a person, which includes human person's belief, desire, dreams, and intentions. Meaning class, the cognitive self is the aspect of our being that processes information, learns, reasons, remembers, and forms beliefs. It's the intellectual engine that enables us to understand ourselves, others, and the world, and it is intrinsically linked to our pursuit of knowledge and truth. Next one is embodied spirit. Embodied spirit is indeed the reflections of our total being by which our sensations lead to our human feelings, emotions, and decision. So now let's proceed to the next. What is human person as embodied spirit? As an embodied spirit, human beings demonstrate these following qualities. Abella, 2016. 1. Self. Awareness refers to person having a clear perception of oneself, including his or her thoughts, emotions, identity, and actions. Abella, 2016. 2. A human person is able to connect and interact with another person, an animal, or an inanimate object. We call this externality. 3. We're not determined by others. Because we have interiority, we can direct the course of our own life. This is what we call self-determination. 4. Finally, a human person has an inherent value and importance. This is what we call dignity. That is why no amount of money can equal the value of a human life. Example of limitations of the human person. 1. Human persons do not have the natural ability to fly. 2. Human persons cannot breathe underwater without the aid of breathing device. So now let's proceed to limitations can lead to possibilities. Human transcendence. This power is your ability to surpass your limits. This is the definition of transcendence. You are able to transcend your limit through your physical and mental abilities. Meaning class. Transcendence is the ability to change, be dynamic, and continually redefining one's self, which works with our facticity to create change. The Eightfold Path of Buddhism shown below. 1. Right view, a correct understanding of the nature of things, specifically the Four Noble Truths. 2. Right intention, eliminating thoughts of attachment, detestation, and harmful intent. 3. Right speech, abstaining from verbal offenses such as lying, divisive speech, unforgiving speech, and irrational speech. Next is 4. Right action, refraining from physical offenses such as murdering, thieving, and sexual misbehavior. 5. Right livelihood, evading trades that directly or indirectly damage others, such as trading slaves, weapons, animals for butchery, intoxicants, or poisons. 6. Right effort, forsaking undesirable states of mind that have already arisen, preventing undesirable states that have yet to arise, and sustaining positive states that have already arisen. 7. Right concentration, single-mindedness. 8. Right mindfulness, consciousness of body, feelings, thought, and phenomena. How do limitations lead to transcendence? Facticity refers to the things in our life that are already given. Example, life we are free to define who we are and who we are to be refers to the things in our life that are already given. Example, life we are free to define who we are and who we are to be. So now let's proceed to your activity. Discover and try it on the following questions and answer them briefly on your activity notebook. 1. The world continues to change quickly. Nowadays, the generation gap can easily be seen in everyday life because of new technological advances being introduced at a fast pace. In your personal experience, Does technological advancement limit or improve the possibility for transcendence? Why? Why not? 2. Look around you. Observe the environment and identify possible factors that may limit transcendence. You may also put yourself in the position of those who experience such limitations. Identify ways on how you may overcome those challenges. What do you think? Is reaching transcendence always a good thing? Why? Why not? And that's our lesson for today. Thank you and goodbye.